I read these stories to the kids after we played a game. Usually it's on Saturday morning at the free class when I have the most kids. And so after we played a game in the summer, it's pretty darn hot in here, even with the fan going. So we sit in front of the fan and cool down, and I read them a short story. It's a book by Norikazu Muramadu. Icheimon the Fisherman. A long time ago, there was a fisherman called Icheimon. There was nothing special about him except that he was fond of sake, rice wine. He loved it more than any other fisherman in his neighborhood. Although he was a strong drinker, he was not an alcoholic. He knew how to drink and when to stop drinking. And sometimes he did get dead drunk, but even then, he never caused trouble with his drinking. So he was known as a jolly drinker. As soon as he got out of bed in the morning, the first place he went was to the pantry, where there was a keg of sake. After his breakfast, he went to his boat, moored at the quay. A quay is like a dock. And he took a big bottle of sake. It was his habit to take a drink or two before he started to row to the fishing bank. One evening, he went out fishing as usual, taking with him a bottle full of sake, hoping to get a big haul. It was a beautiful night with thousands and thousands of big and small stars glittering in the sky above. In addition, the sea was calm like the water of an inlet. What a wonderful night! And who can resist a drink or two, he muttered as he gurgled down a mouthful of sake, admiring the nocturnal serenity above him. And then he lowered his fishing line into the water. For a long time there was no bite from the fish down in the sea. Well, what's the matter with the fish? Are they sleeping? Of course, it's night. I can be wrong sometimes, he said, to break the solitude and comfort himself. Well, I can wait, until morning too. Let me have another shot, he whispered, fearing that he might scare the fish, and then he gurgled down another mouthful of sake. The quietude of the night seemed to continue indefinitely. Indefinitely, what's that mean? That's no known end. You don't know when it's going to come to an end. As Icheimon had nothing to do but wait for the fish to bite, he kept on sipping sake while he suddenly felt the boat lurch. Am I drunk, he thought, and began to look around to see whether he had become dizzy. As he was nearer to the stern, what's the stern? That's in a boat, you have the bow, which is at the front, and the stern, which is at the back. He had to peer toward the helm, the forward end of the bow, to see if there was any wave that might have shaken the boat. While he was straining his eyes through the starlight, he thought he saw someone hanging on the side of his boat in the water. Who are you? And what are you doing there? He cried out softly, to see whether there was anyone there. There was no response for a while. But by this time, Icheimon was quite sure that there was a living being staring at him. A few minutes passed, and quite suddenly, Icheimon lightly tapped his knee and shouted in a low but distinct tone, "Where have you come from, Kappa?" To this, the water imp, quietly replied, "Icheimon-san, please give me a drink of your sake." What did you say? Give you a drink? No, sir, this is my sake. If you don't get away, I'll crack the dish on your head, Icheimon yelled and threatened to throw an oar. The next moment, the water imp scampered away noiselessly into the water. In the meantime, Icheimon went to sleep, having had too much sake. When he woke up from a chill running down his spine, he was lying on a sandy beach. What? Where am I? Am I dreaming? Icheimon jumped up, and sure enough, he was standing firmly on the beach. He could vaguely see his boat floating not far away in the sea beyond. After completely regaining himself, he lost no time and started to swim toward his boat. When he reached the boat, he found a kappa sleeping with the sake bottle as a pillow. He was mad with anger and wanted to kill it, but as he watched its innocent face, his wrath, what's wrath? His anger gradually subsided. When the kappa awoke from this long slumber, it said, "Ah, Icheimon-san. I'm very sorry I drank all of your sweet sake. Please forgive me this time. I'll never do it again, and from now on, I'll do anything for you." Kappa prostrated himself flat in the boat, and he bowed down flat. And he was quivering all over his body for his misbehavior. Icheimon looked at the poor thing for some time, but being a good man, he decided to overlook its misdemeanor, saying, "Misdemeanor, what's that mean? That's a great big word." Misdemeanor means it's a small mistake that he did. Say, all right, go ashore and fill the bottle with sake, and I'll let you go." The kappa looked puzzled, and then it said, "That's impossible. Nobody will sell sake to a kappa like me. Then what can you do to atone for your misdeed?" "Well, I can do a lot of things for you. Since you are a fisherman, every time you come around here, I'll give you a good catch of fish for that day." So, thereafter, every time Icheimon went fishing, he came back with a big haul, much to the envy of his fellow fishermen. And every time he went to the fishing bank, he never forgot to pour a small portion of his sake from the bottle into the sea, saying, "Hey, buddy, I hope you know how I feel." And that's the end of that story.